Hey book lovers, welcome to Michael Romeo Talks Books. And even if you happen to have stopped by and you're not a book lover, wondering why you're here, I mean, I'm not wondering, you're probably wondering why you're here. Just join in the party, and we're going to talk about books. We are continuing the bookcase tour, and we have finished bookcase number 1. And now we're on to bookcase number 2, and I've got shelves 1 and 2 here, and I've got a lot of books stacked up. I had them triple layered on some of the shelves, and it is right now going to be a sci-fi bonanza. We have sci-fi coming out our ears here, and these are more of the books that I inherited from my brother-in-law when he passed, and they've got me all excited about getting back into reading science fiction, which I haven't done since I was quite young. But yeah, there's some good ones here. One of the series that I've got part of here, I've gone through it. I've got there's 25 books in the series, and I'm missing 11 of them. No, I'm missing 10 because I just found one just a moment ago that I didn't get in the list. Yeah, so I'm only missing 10. So it is the Grand Tour series by Ben Bova. And it is a series of books that takes you all over space. And it starts with Power Sat, which is, when you read the back of it, it sounds almost like a Tom Clancy type story. 200,000 feet up, things go horribly wrong. The experimental low-orbit space plane Astro falls to Earth over a trail hundreds of miles long. In the wake of this disaster is the beginning of the most important mission in the history of space. Entrepreneur Dan Randolph is determined to provide energy to a desperate world. He dreams of an array of geosynchronous power satellites, which gather solar energy and beam it to generators on Earth, breaking the power of the oil cartels forever. But the wreck of his experimental space plane has left his company on the edge of bankruptcy. Worse, Dan discovers that the plane worked perfectly right up until the moment the saboteurs knocked it out of the sky, and whoever brought it down is willing and able to kill again to keep Astro grounded. That's how the series starts. And then the series goes from there. It goes to Mars. There's other books in between here, like I said, that I don't have. But we go to Mars, and then we return to Mars. And we have Mars Life. And then there's something here called The Precipice. And I'm not sure what that has to do with which planet or whatever. It looks like almost like it has to do with an asteroid from the cover here. And the whole thing turns into this grand space opera where they're trying to find resources. Here we have Moon War. Resources to keep Earth going. And they're basically mining space, is what the impression that I'm getting. We got Jupiter. We're going to Jupiter on the Grand Tour. And then there's a book here called The Rock Rats. And this has to do with mining. I know that from a short story I read by Ben Bova earlier this year. And we got The Silent War by Ben Bova. All of these are by Ben Bova. Every book here is by Ben Bova. And then we've got Saturn. And we're not done yet. I love the name of this one, Leviathans of Jupiter. Okay, so we're going to Jupiter, and then we also go to Mercury, and we go to Venus, goddess of love, and we go to the moon of Titan, and wrapping it all up is a collection of short stories called Tales of the Grand Tour. So I am really looking forward to the Grand Tour series. I really am. My brother-in-law raved about it. He's read them I don't know how many times. And then also in the Ben Bova world, we have another series that has 6 books in it, but I only have 3 so far. And they are Orion, which has nothing to do with the Grand Tour. Orion is, says Jack Orion, you get it? Orion, yeah, is not a god, not exactly. He is an eternal warrior destined to combat the Dark Lord through all time for dominion of the earth. Follow him, servant of a great race, as he battles his enemies down the halls of time, from the caves of our ancestors to the final confrontation under the hammer of nuclear annihilation, Orion. And then we've got Vengeance of Orion, with scantily clad people and swords. And we got Orion and the Conqueror, and that woman looks like she's got control over him with that finger. So who knows what's going on there. Like I said, I only got 3 of those. And then there's a standalone. Got 2 standalones here of Ben Bova's. One is called Colony. And 2028 AD. It's not too far away. That's only 4 years away. On an Earth that is choked with pollution, economic stagnation, and a population exceeding 7 billion, the world's government struggles to maintain order. Space Station Island 1 is the one true hope that mankind has, but the multinational corporation that controls it are more concerned with destroying the government than saving the planet. David Adams is the finest and most secret citizen of Island 1. He is the perfect physical specimen, immune from all earthly diseases, an Adonis with the brain of one of the most advanced computers of the age, and the corporation's best kept secret in their bid for global power. But there is one inherent defect that David's makers did not foresee: his unquenchable thirst for knowledge. This need will drive him to the squalor and fading beauty of a dying earth, where the actions will rock the foundations of the world and beyond. And then we've got Peacekeepers, which is another standalone one. And I'm not going to... we can get into time, eating up time. Oh, actually, we're not that far. And we're only 8 minutes in. Peacekeepers, created by the Athens Peace Conference, is in the wake of a nuclear war in the Middle East. Assigned control of every nation's orbiting nuclear hardware, the International Peacekeeping Force's brief is to prevent any military action across national borders anywhere in the world, period. The IPF is up to dealing with the normal run of chinchery. Oh, I cannot say that word. But when super terrorist Jamal Shamar makes off with the world's last half-dozen nuclear warheads, a new force is needed. An elite clandestine force available to anyone, anywhere, as long as the cause is world peace. And those are all the Ben Bovas I have. And I have more books I can bring over here. Since we've only done 9 minutes. I'm going to move that back a little bit so I can get out of this chair without knocking everything over. Stand by. I'll be right back. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. And he returns. Oh, I love your easy chair. He returns with a stack of, I think, all of these are Orson Scott Card. And the only book I've ever read by Orson Scott Card so far is Ender's Game, which I loved. Awesome book. It was before I was on BookTube, but had I been on BookTube, I would have given it a really high rating. We have here the sequel to Ender's Shadow, which is, I think is here. Is Ender's Shadow here? Yes, Ender's Shadow. And I'm not sure where that falls in the series. Oh my goodness, look at all those books. I got another series to work out what I'm missing. But anyway, we've got Ender's Shadow. And we've got The Call of Earth, The Homecoming, Volume 2. Call of Earth. It's a homecoming book. And then, since it's Volume 2, I need Volume 1. I have Shadow of the Hedgeman, which is sequel to Ender's Shadow. And I have Children of the Mind, which is the conclusion of the Ender Quartet, whatever that is. I've got to research this and get these all in order. And we've got Shadow Puppets. Can I get that on the screen? How about if I do it that way? Shadow Puppets. What is this one about? Earth and its society has been changed irrevocably in the aftermath of Ender Wiggins' victory over the former. Okay, it's part of the Ender series, Shadow Puppets. And Shadow of the Giant, which is also part of the Ender series, I'm figuring. Shadow of the Giants. Yep. Shadow of the Giants. It's the last book in the Ender series, apparently, according to this. So, got a whole other series there. So, we got the Grand Tour series. We've got the Ender series. We've got more series over there. But I don't want to bombard everybody with these books. This video could go on for easily an hour. So I'm just going to call this part 1. And we'll go on to part 2. And part 2 has got the author Peter F. Hamilton in it. And it's got a bunch of standalone stuff. And I think it's got a bunch of Robert Heinleins in it. So, Sci-fi Extravaganza, y'all. I'm going to be doing a lot of sci-fi reading in the coming year. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited about it. And a lot of these are chunkers. So they're going to fit into what else I'm wanting to do in the new year, which I haven't talked about yet. But I'm going to. I'm just waiting till it gets closer so that people don't forget about it. And that's it for now. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost anything. It's free. And comments down below. How many of you have read these books or any of them? What do you know about them? Because I don't know a lot. When I read sci-fi before, I read Arthur C. Clarke. I read Isaac Asimov. Stuff like that. Not a lot of either one of them. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think. And what you read. And what sci-fi I should be looking for to augment these. Like I really need to buy more books. Right? Yeah, I think that's another discussion we need to have. Anyway, that's it for now. Glad to see you. We'll see you again very shortly when I do part 2 of the Sci-Fi Extravaganza. Thanks. Bye.